This lesson will focus on the conversion between atoms and compounds to their equivalent mass. Now, something that I need to note, and I will emphasize this over and over again, there is not a direct conversion from atoms to grams, so first you must convert to moles. So we can go directly from moles to atoms or moles to compounds. We can go from atoms to moles or compounds to moles. And then from moles, we can go over to their molar mass. So we can go from moles to grams or back again, pretty simply. In these examples, I've gone ahead and written out the starting information over 1, which is something I've emphasized fairly often, fairly regularly in previous videos. So make sure that you guys are doing that. This first question asked, what is the mass in grams of a sample of 2.45 times 10 to the 25th atoms of calcium? Having written that over 1, I'm going to now convert over to moles. Again, Avogadro's number, 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd should be a number that is burned into your memory by this point. Atoms of calcium in 1 mole of calcium. Like always, our goal is to make sure that these conversion factors are first and foremost true, but secondly, that they will cancel out the units accordingly. My next step then would be putting 1 mole of calcium on the bottom and working to get to grams. Looking on your periodic table of atomic masses, you will see that 1 mole of calcium has a mass of 40.08 grams. I would encourage you at this point to pause the video, plug that calculation into your own calculator before checking your answer here. Rounding to sig figs, I get 1,630 grams of calcium. Now on an assessment, I would want you guys to write that out as 1.63 times 10 to the 3rd grams of calcium, so it's really sticking with that scientific notation for numbers larger than 10. All right, in this next example, I have 567.1 grams of gold, and how many atoms of gold are contained in that sample. So again, we're going to have to convert between grams to moles and then moles to atoms. So there is no direct conversion from grams to atoms that we're using. Looking on that periodic table of atomic masses, I see that 197.00 grams of gold for every 1 mole of gold. This example is just working in reverse of what we just did. So now that I have 1 mole of gold, I can pull out that Avogadro's number. Again, 1 mole going on the bottom. And 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd atoms of gold. Again, I would encourage you guys to pause the video briefly and calculate this out for yourself. Make sure that you're running the numbers in your calculator accurately. You're going to round your final answer to 4 sig figs. All right, in my next example, how many compounds of hydrochloric acid are contained in a 56.7 gram sample of the hydrochloric acid? Now, this problem requires us to do a little bit more work beforehand. We'll need to calculate out the molar mass of hydrochloric acid. So using the atomic mass sheet, go ahead and do that first. Again, I would encourage you guys, pause the video, do that calculation, and then come back and check your answer to see if you're setting things up correctly at this time. So calculating out the molar mass of HCl, I have 36.46 grams in every 1 mole. And now I'm just going to go one more step. And that 1 mole of HCl has 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd compounds. Plugging that into my calculator, I should get an answer of 9.36 times 10 to the 23rd. All right, next question. Again, I'm starting with mass again, but it's just set up slightly differently. Sorry, the setup of it, the way it's worded is set up slightly differently, but the process will be the same. Now I have a compound, copper 2 nitrate. One of the things that is the time-consuming part of this is you need molar mass. And so you have to take that moment, calculate out the molar mass. Again, I would encourage you to pause the video at this moment and calculate that for yourself. 187.57 grams of CuNO32 in 1 mole of copper 2 nitrate. One of the things you will be expected to do is look at these in word form, like in a paragraph form. A lot of times the compound itself won't be given to you, but the name will. So it's really going to rely on your previous chemistry skills to pull off these answers. All right, so again, 1 mole of CuNO32, 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd compounds. Again, pause the video, do your own calculations, check back in as soon as you're ready. I need to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sig figs in this answer. So I'm going to round my answer to 5.6303 times 10 to the 23rd compounds of copper 2 nitrate. All right, just 2 more examples to work out here. Now we have 8.651 times 10 to the 25th compounds of nickel 3 sulfate. Now we're starting off with compounds. Again, we have to go from compounds to moles, then moles to grams. In this problem, we'd also have to calculate the molar mass of nickel 3 sulfate. So you can imagine how these can become time consuming very quickly. Don't let that shake you, just step by step. All right, so we want to cancel out the compounds. We're going to use Avogadro's number. Over 1 mole. And then the molar mass of this, I believe, is 405.59 grams per mole. So that's a big mass. Plugging that in is going to give me kind of a ridiculous answer. 58,265.677, and I need 4 sig figs. So I'm going to write out 58,270. And again, I'm going to transfer that over to scientific notation. So 5.827 times 10 to the 4th, and then we'll just put grams of Ni2SO43. Getting kind of crowded down here. All right, last one. How many O2 molecules are present in 0.470 grams of oxygen gas? Again, we have to go from grams to moles. So if we're calculating the molar mass of oxygen gas, that should be 32.00 grams of O2. And then that's 1 mole of O2. And now 1 mole of oxygen gas goes on the bottom to cancel out. And we're going to multiply that times Avogadro's number. My brain wants to do something completely different than what it's doing right now. O2. Again, plug that in and round your answer according to sig figs here. We should only have 3 in our final answer. I am calculating 8.84 times 10 to the 21st molecules of O2. With any of these videos, I strongly encourage you to, once you're starting to get the hang of the skill, pause the video, try it out yourself on your own paper, in your notebook, on your iPad, whatever you're using to do the work or to take the notes, and then fast forward the video and see if you're accurate. If you're really struggling, then just watch the video all the way through. But if you are finding that you're picking up on these concepts quickly, I would at minimum work the problems out yourself and then just double check the answers in the video. Good luck. The next step for you guys is to complete the assignment out of your book, check your answers to that, and then take the quiz on this concept.